Hello, good afternoon. It's Dr. Chidi Ufundu of Snowspirations Global Health Solutions. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. So today is the 29th day of October, and today is the eve of our big event in October. So if you follow our group, you know that every last Sunday of every month, we devote a particular topic, a topic of great importance, a topic that will help the community to learn better. So I hope you're hearing me clearly. Can you all hear me clearly? So today it's the eve of our gender selection super masterclass. Our gender selection super masterclass is a big event. It's an event that will help a lot of people in the community to understand gender selection. It's an event that will give you opportunity to learn the right things about gender selection, to kind of do the right things, have the right knowledge, have the right attitude, have the right practices, so that if gender selection, if you're desiring for a particular gender, you can actually achieve it using the right methods. But for the purpose of today's clinic, I wanted to quickly announce your name, announce your location, and we're going to talk. I'm going to share the 5 reasons why you should make it a point of duty to attend our event. 5 important reasons why you should attend the gender selection super masterclass coming up on Sunday. So please, once you join, tell me who you are, and we're going to have about 30 minutes interaction. So when I'm done with my presentation, you will have opportunity to ask your questions. My name is Dr. Chidi Ufundu, and every Saturday about this time, we normally share some time, learn one or few things, then get ready. How many of us have registered for the event tomorrow? The event tomorrow will be by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Make sure you come with your male partner. So we've noticed that most of the problems we have in our community, in our families, come from the men. So if your man is desiring to have a baby boy and you're desiring to have a baby girl, we want you to attend the event tomorrow. You are going to learn the right things to do if you are desiring a particular gender. So I'm going to start. So number one reason why you should attend the gender selection super masterclass. It's very simple. You have to know about the current practices, current cutting edge evidence-based practices, which you can apply and you can have a particular gender. So this topic is always a very tough topic for me because I'm a gender neutral guy. So I love girls, I love boys, I don't discriminate at all. In my family, when God gave me my daughter, I didn't care if it's a boy or a girl. This is a fact. Now, there are some people that for some reasons, genuine reasons, especially depending on your culture, depending on your religion, depending on your orientation, depending on your family setting, there are some people that genuinely will want a particular gender. I understand that. There is absolutely nothing wrong in wanting a particular gender. But my question is, how are you going about that particular gender quest? So tomorrow, you are going to acquire true evidence-based knowledge on gender selection. So when you're coming tomorrow, forget everything you've learned and all the stories, all the old women folktale stories of do this, do that. We are going to litigate it tomorrow. So we're going to look at it. We're going to look at the facts. We're going to look at the myth. We're going to look at the falsehood. So when you are attending tomorrow's event, number one reason is to renew your knowledge, is to renew your attitude, is to renew your practices, because we are going to teach you the right way. Thankfully, my own part of the presentation, I'm going to tackle the common methods, the methods you've been told, ovulation, billings, shuttle. I'm going to tackle it. But the subject matter specialist, who is currently in the citadel of newer methods of achieving gender selection, will tell us about the reliable way of handling gender selection. Dr. Nietzsche will talk about sperm sorting. So I'm going to talk about the Shuttle method, Billings method. Then our guest presenter will talk about the reliable way of having the baby you want by 2023. It's possible. Number two, you will acquire information that will improve your knowledge base, change your attitude, change your practices and perception. Now, we've told a story about a man that had 6 girls. And he went to a prayer place and they told him, don't worry, this baby you're going to have now is going to be a boy. Meanwhile, this is a struggling man. He's barely surviving. He's barely maintaining the family. And he already has 6 kids, 6 girls. And he needed a boy. And I think he was the only son. I understand that. But he went to a prayer house and they took a lot of money from him. They promised him, don't worry, this time around, this baby is going to be a baby boy. What happened when the wife gave birth to a baby girl? This man abandoned the wife and the new baby because he was anticipating a baby boy. Now, the biggest crime you will commit against God is for God to give you a baby, then you abandon that baby because it's not a particular gender you want. You don't do that. Thankfully, God has given us a body of knowledge based on, abilities, scientific abilities, researches to study the human body and discover ways you can actually achieve gender selection. Now, when you attend tomorrow too, you're going to save yourself the anxiety and the resources. So many people spend a lot of money going to places, and at the end of the day, you're still going to have whatever you have. Now, you will also have an opportunity to hear directly from a practitioner who is also helping women to achieve gender selection. Then finally, when you've known your options, you can be able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And this will be the basis for tomorrow's event. So it's going to be pretty quick. You're going to learn all these 5 things and you're going to live happy. You will stop wasting your time going to places you're not supposed to go to. You will narrow your efforts. You will change your attitude. You will change your perception. And by the special grace of God, remember, at the end of the day, God is the ultimate decider. If God says, hey, you're going to have a baby boy, you're going to have a baby girl, our efforts will amount to nothing. Since I started practicing maternal and child health, I've seen God move in so many ways that I begin to wonder, what did I even go to medical school for? So God can still step in and do whatever he does. That's who God is. So for the purpose of today's clinic, I'm going to give us a few minutes to ask our questions. And I can see is the regular amazing crew. I can see Chinyere, I can see Onyi, I can see Tosia, correct? I can see Tosi. I hope you guys are all gonna be in the clinic tomorrow. If you miss this clinic tomorrow, you missed a lot. Busola Salihu, if you are not attending the event tomorrow, you better register today. Now, I'm gonna open the clinic. It's pretty straightforward clinic today. So please feel free to ask me questions. But all the major questions regarding gender selection will be discussed tomorrow. So I just want you to ask me any questions related to difficulty or any other question. But any specific questions related to the gender selection, keep it for tomorrow. Just make sure you register. So guys, ask your questions in real time right now. Start asking your questions, please. Immediately after this clinic, I'm going to go to our Facebook. We have a bigger audience in Facebook. So we're going to talk to our Facebook page. We're going to talk to our Facebook group. Then we're going to talk to our Facebook timeline. So if you're in my timeline in Facebook, if you're in our group, if you're in our 2 pages, show up immediately after this clinic and we continue the conversation. So please ask your questions. Okay, thank you, Doc. Aside for couples looking for particular gender, can other believing for baby couples attend? Why not? No knowledge is a waste. If you guys notice, I'm talking to our ladies in our group. We are a very small group, but we are the most powerful team ever in the world. I'm saying this in all sincerity. If you have Kene as your CEO, you can go to sleep. If you have Chinyere as your moderator, you can go to sleep. If you have Onyinye as the group expert, you can go to sleep. If you have Dr. Ndiche as your backup in Nigeria, you can go to sleep. Now, if you notice, I do a lot of reading. When I wake up in the morning, when I commune with God and I read my Bible and I do my devotional, the next thing I do before anything, before getting ready for breakfast, I renew my knowledge. So no knowledge is a waste. Now, how we practice gender selection 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, it's not the same. So knowledge is something that keeps changing. So there is absolutely nothing you have to lose. So the class is not necessarily for people that, want a part, because look, we have to be grateful to God. When God gives you a baby, thank God. Before you ask God for any other thing, thank God for the one He gave you. But there are so many people that inadvertently, indirectly, they don't even know they are hating on their babies. There are some families, as I'm talking to you guys, and this is the only reason why I agreed to actually talk about this topic. You can ask Kenny, I don't like gender selection because so many people have completely gone crazy whenever we talk about gender selection. But let me tell you why I talk about this. It doesn't make sense to want a baby boy and your wife delivers a baby girl, and you, your man, you don't even understand the mechanism that leads to the gender of a baby. It's actually the man that determines the gender of a baby. Now, when you wanted a boy and you have a girl, and this girl is your baby, in your home, somehow you begin to favor the boys. You begin to hate on this little baby that didn't agree to be born. You and your partner chose to give birth to that baby. So this is the reason why I want to teach this. Now, gone are the days when we have so many babies because our sisters, our brothers are having babies, so we begin to compete with them. No. If your economy can power one baby, have one baby. If your economy can power 12 babies, why not? Power 12 babies. But make sure you have provisions for any baby you have. And whatever gender you have, while you're waiting for God to give you a particular gender, love all your kids equally. In my home, Zara and Dumeje are equal and opposite. There is no preferential treatment, including domestic chores. When I was growing up, my mom taught me everything. In as much as I had a big sister, I had two younger sisters, I know everything that needs to be done by women. So there shouldn't be, oh, men should do this, women should do this. I'm telling you this for your own good. So stop hating on those baby girls you have because you had wanted to have a baby boy at that particular time. You can even see it manifest in the names they give these babies. There are some parents that give the babies names as if they're blaming the babies. You chose to have those babies. So it's not just for people that already want a particular, it's for everybody. This class is for everybody, okay? All right, let's see. What's the most reliable method? So remember, everything concerning the core discussion of this particular topic, we'll discuss it tomorrow. So the most reliable method, we are going to discuss it tomorrow. So if you're interested, register for that event tomorrow. Okay? Is it ethical to choose the gender of your baby? So guess what? In our group, we know so many people come from so many different walks of life, right? So we have Christians, we have Muslims, we have people that don't even believe in God. We have people that practice Hindu. We have people that practice traditional, religion. So there are so many people from different walks of life. Now, my duty is not to discriminate. My duty is not to impose my Christian values on you or my Christian practices or my Christian belief. I believe in one God. I believe that God made every people. I believe that God is in charge of all women, all men, regardless of your religion. If God didn't want to make you a human being, you will not be on this planet. So I don't discriminate. Now, when you talk about ethics, it's a very big, complex, sensitive topic. I can't even use today to mitigate and litigate on ethics. So I'm just going to say this. You own your rights, your personal decision, your choices. So when you're showing up, and when I'm telling you what I'm telling you from medical perspective, the ethical part is for you to decide. What might be morally okay for me might not be morally okay for you. What might be ethically okay for me might not be ethically okay for me. What might be acceptable in my religion might not be acceptable in your religion. But guess what? We are talking about what you want. There are so many families, there are so many religions that don't believe in contraceptives. But I believe in contraceptives because I believe we have to be in charge of what we do. If we all begin to have all the kids that God gave us in our ovaries, at least every woman will have 100 babies. But you can't have babies with all the eggs that God gave you. It's not feasible. It doesn't even make sense. So talking about ethics, I'm gonna default on ethics to you. So whatever you feel is ethical, whatever you feel it's just morally okay for you, you can go ahead and practice it. Let me give you another example. If you follow my timeline, you will see I was celebrating one lady called Aisha Sase. a Sierra Leonean British broadcaster that used to work for CNN. This is a lady that has been through a lot. She married, got divorced, and wanted to have her own baby. And because of wanting to have her own baby, she's 46 anyway. She had 3 failed IVFs before she eventually succeeded. Now, are you telling me I'm not going to be happy for her that she's pregnant because she's single? Then you don't know me. And for everybody, if you know me, I'm a maternal and child health specialist. And for mothers and for babies, I don't care how they come along. So long as you want to be a mother, I'm going to support you. So long as you have a baby, I'm going to be on the side of the baby. So the moral, the ethical, and all that, it's for you, my sister. I cannot come in and preach my religion because it doesn't make sense. We are for everybody. We don't discriminate. So our group is not only for Christians. It's not only for Muslims. It's not only for people that don't believe in any religion. Our group is for all women, for all kids. I hope I'm making sense. Okay? Myth, fact, older women are likely to have multiple pregnancy. Correct. 100%. Now, Chinyere, this is a different bottle of fish. The two important and most talked about topics in our group is multiple pregnancy and gender selection. And the fact is correct. Where's my teaching model? So yes. So for some reason, our God be so kind. In as much as you're getting older, you have fewer eggs. You can have multiple pregnancy way much faster and better compared to a younger woman. The reason is because in as much as you have fewer eggs, when those eggs are released, sometimes they will be releasing two. Normally, when you're younger than 35, you will normally release 1 egg. So women that are older can easily release more than 2 eggs. And if we have availability of 2 sperm, you will have non-identical twins. Now, some other women, by the time we fertilize the egg, instead of that egg to just respect itself and start developing as one baby, they will divide. So older women have an advantage of having multiple pregnancy, both naturally and with assisted reproductive technique. Okay, now sperm sorting is also a method of gender selection, which we're going to litigate tomorrow. Dr. Ndiche is going to talk about it. If you want to know more about gender selection using sperm sorting, show up tomorrow and listen to Dr. Ndiche. After my presentation, Dr. Ndiche will talk about this. Then our guest presenter will talk about the reliable method of selecting a particular gender. Does all sperm have Y chromosomes? Yes. You have either Y or X. Now, the determining factor is what the man decides to bring to the table. So if that particular sperm wants to play with the X and is donating that X, then the woman can only donate X. And you're going to have a baby girl, right? Now, if that particular sperm wants to play with the Y, it's going to donate the Y, and the woman can only have what? X. So XY is a boy, XX is a girl. Okay? I love your questions. Guys, please keep asking your questions. I'm free. We still have a couple of time. I think we have about 10 more minutes or thereabouts. So keep asking your questions. Which parent determines the gender of the baby? The man. The X, the Y chromosome is what determines the gender of the baby, the Y. So if there is anything you can take home from me today before tomorrow, it's actually an expo. You know, when you're preparing for an exam and your lecturer gives you a little link about the answers, it's called expo. So I'm giving you guys some expo, okay? Now, it's the man that determines the gender of the baby, not the woman. And it's all in 2 letters. I want you to go home knowing about the 2 letters. A baby girl has XX chromosome. A baby boy has XY chromosome. The difference is in the Y chromosome, and the Y chromosome is men. So I have XY chromosome now. My wife has XX chromosome. How did we give birth to Dumeja? I contributed my own Y chromosome. My wife can only contribute her own X chromosome. Then Dumeja was born, so Dumeja is XY. Now, how did we give birth to Zara? I contributed my own X chromosome. Wifey contributed by default her X chromosome. Zara was born. Zara is XX. Very simple. All right. In which month of pregnancy can the baby gender be determined? Specifically, when you are going for an anomaly scan. Now, it's not automatic. There are some babies inside your belly. They will refuse to position their body for you to make a guess. There are some babies, anytime you go for your ultrasound, they will just be sleeping. They will back you up. Their back will be outside the view of where the scan can get. So they will just be sleeping. The ability to predict the gender of the baby reliably, it's only done through the blood. We collect blood sample and we know if it's X or XY or XX. That's the only reliable way of predicting the gender of a baby. Now, there are some sonographers that have, ample opportunity and experience. But the criteria for knowing the gender when you go for your scan is actually looking at the groin. So if the baby is positioning properly, there are differences. An experienced sonographer can use his ability to view and observe to tell you, oh, this is likely looking like a penis, this is likely looking like a vagina. But before then, before 18 weeks to 20 weeks, when you go for your anomaly scan, most people will just be guesswork. But by the time you're going for your anomaly scan and your baby decides to cooperate and shows you the groin, then an experienced sonographer can look at the groin area and say, this is a baby boy or this is a baby girl. That's how it happens. Can one embryo divide and give a baby boy, baby girl? Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's not common, but yes, you can have identical twins using IVF, yes. So pregnancy can happen, and instead of that baby to just start developing, it can divide. So the union of the sperm and the egg will give you an embryo. Then if that embryo divides, you're going to have identical twins. So yes, the majority of the multiple pregnancy you will achieve through IVF will be done through non-identical route. So we transfer more than one embryo. Okay? All right. If 20s is the peak in a woman's fertility, what can a woman who is not ready to start her family do? I know where this lady is going to with this question. Chinyere, you have to go and get medical school form and enroll in a medical school. That's a very smart question. And if you've been following me, you know the answer. Now, it's always important you're ready before you want to have a baby. Most people just get married and because other people are having babies, they just want to have babies. That's not right. Before you want to have a baby, make sure you're ready. Physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, financially, economically, spiritually. Now, if you are not ready and you know fully well that as you're getting older, your fertility will be reducing, what you need to do is to go and freeze your eggs. That's what Chinyere is trying to ask me. So as a woman in her 20s, and you have a lot of things to catch up with, you still have your education, you still have your career, you still have to make money, you are not mentally ready, and you don't want to have a baby now, you can freeze your eggs when you're in your 20s. Then when you see your partner, the partner that loves you and you have enough money and you have enough maturity, you can start having your family from the 30s, from the 40s, and some 50s, using the eggs you froze when you are in your 20s. So that's a technology commonly available now in developed countries. So you can freeze your eggs. You can freeze all your eggs at your 20s, and you can start using them when you get to your 30s. That's what you need to do. Okay, do we have any other question? Please feel free. We still have about 7 more minutes. Ask all your questions. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Share this channel, comment, like, tell people about our group. The only reason why you see me showing up is to help. I want to give you the knowledge that will break the backbone of infertility in your family. I want to bring back love. I want to bring back happiness. I want to bring back peace in your families. That's why I show up. Nothing gives me joy when I see a baby, I see the mother, I see the father, I see the siblings. Absolutely nothing compares to the joy I normally see when I see testimonies. If you notice in our group today, we had 3 testimonies of new babies. And these are all graduates from our ANC group in our Telegram. So I love babies. You should have known that by now. So whenever I'm sharing any information with you, I'm sharing this information to help you to become. Yeah, the same question is repeating itself. Is there XY chromosome in every sperm release? Yes, there is. Okay. All right. Do you have any other question? Any other question, please? Feel free to ask. If not, we can end this early so we can catch up with the other one. If you don't have any other question further, we can end this clinic now. Then please join me in our Facebook. Now, today is the deadline for registration. It will not make sense to wake up tomorrow and we're getting ready for the class, and 2 minutes to the class, you will start, oh, doc, I registered and they didn't send me the link. You have paid for people to attend free. Nobody's going to attend to you. So please, today is the deadline. If you want to attend this amazing event, which you should not miss, if you miss it, you only have yourself to blame. Please register today. Tomorrow, nobody will listen to you. We have just few slots remaining. So register today, okay? And meet us halfway. All right, do we still have any other question? If you're just joining us, we're just talking about the 5 reasons why you should register and attend the Gender Selection Super Masterclass tomorrow. If you have not registered, there are 5 important reasons why you should register, attend with your partner, so that at the end of the day, by the special grace of God, by this time in 2023, you will have your baby boy looking at you korokoro like you've gone crazy. You have your baby girl in your home. It's possible. All you need is just the knowledge. Okay? All right, guys. Since we no longer have any other question and we're going to close the clinic today, I want to appreciate all the women in the community doing amazing things. Chinyere, Onyinye, and Tosi, and the other lady that attended. Okay, I have Christiana. Okay, I have a question actually. Okay, I've already answered that. Does the sleeping position affect IVF transfer? Determine if one will get a ectopic pregnancy? No, there is absolutely no connection between your sleeping position and a ectopic pregnancy. They are not connected. Once we have safely transferred the embryo in your womb, you can go to sleep. There is absolutely no problem. They are not connected. Okay? All right. Okay. Do we have any other question? Are we all good? Are you all ready? If you notice, I'm ready. I'm always ready. So I'm so excited to see you tomorrow. Make sure you put up a smiling face because I might put you to spot. I might bring you forth with your video to ask your questions. So make sure you wear a very beautiful smile tomorrow. So let's all migrate to Facebook. Go to our page. We're going to run exactly the replica of this clinic and we can get some rest for tomorrow. Okay, thank you for coming. I'll see you guys in Facebook.